Now, I thought a lot about how I was going to deliver this, explaining why this type of behavior is wrong, explaining why violence outside the context of self-defense is wrong. But here's the problem. If I have to explain that to you, you're a f***ing retard. MisterMarketing. Today we're talking about something that holds you back from achieving your goals. Excuses. Because when confronted with an uncomfortable reality, it's really easy to make an excuse to not deal with that reality. So we're going to take something that is utterly indefensible, like liking Andrew Tate. Now I'm going to talk about why none of the excuses for liking Andrew Tate hold any water. Speaking of holding water, this is a gift from Grandma Marketing. Respect the beard. I took quite a bit of time making this video because I want to make sure I came at it the right way. Because when I saw the absolute terrible life advice Andrew Tate was giving out, and also the legitimate violence against women, I was pretty worked up. But then settled down, and then I got into a depression that people actually like this motherfucker. But now I'm in a place where I'm just sick of y'all shit.
Sick of your shit, Larry.
So a brief introduction into Andrew Tate. He was a professional kickboxer. He's a self-described trillionaire? And if you believe that, I got oceanfront property in the Sahara Desert to sell you. And his hobbies and activities include beating up on women. Don't believe me? Here's the video.
Video of Andrew Tate hitting to women part 1.
What my idea is? You wanna know what my idea is? That's right, lock the door, you knew I was gonna beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I? You don't. Get out. You can't stay in there forever.
So especially with my experiences of being a medic in the army and all the nasty shit that goes down there, I get a special kind of pissed off when I see this shit. But taking the time to be a little more calm about it, my question is, okay, is there any possible way this video is taken out of context? Well, let's ask Mr. Tate.
So, yeah, exactly. So, you were on a reality TV show, and a video of you hitting a woman with a belt.
Yeah, so video of me hitting a woman with a belt blows up. It's all in this is like 10 years ago, before the internet was big. So it's like English tabloids, blah, blah, blah. Andrew's a woman beater, Amber's a woman beater. The woman, obviously, now once again, this is an IQ test, right? Because any guy who's bad with women would look at it and go, Tate's a woman beater. Any man who's actually a G, who's been around a little bit, would look at the video and go, man, she wants that shit.
Okay, so looking at this in a more rational light. First of all, he pulls out a very narcissistic tactic of using shaming language. And those are just some big words for, if you don't agree with me, you are X, Y, and Z bad thing. In this video, he says that only men that are bad with women believe that violence against women outside the context of self-defense is wrong. Which really, only men that are bad with women believe that. If I find any examples of men that are generally good with women that believe that is wrong, that's just gonna blow his point out of the water, right? Now, of course I can find those type of examples. It's just typical shaming language. So that way, you're more focused on being inadequate than you are with calling them out on his obvious bullshit. Now, I thought a lot about how I was going to deliver this, explaining why this type of behavior is wrong, explaining why violence outside the context of self-defense is wrong. But here's the problem. If I have to explain that to you, you're a f***ing retard. I don't give a damn what your political affiliation is. I don't care what your sob story is. I don't care. It only takes a modicum of empathy and a modicum of respect for other people to reach that conclusion. It's a pass-fail exam, and you are f***ing retarded if you fail that exam. And the sad thing is, Andrew Tate had a lot of followers before his recent cancellation on pretty much every social media platform. Last numbers I could get, he had 4.4 million Instagram followers. So why was Andrew Tate so popular? Well, two things. Point one is that he's a weak man's version of a strong man. He claims to have all this money, he used to be a kickboxer, all these stereotypical masculine traits. And we will definitely be cutting into why that's all bullshit. But the second one is that homeboy over here is the Incel king. because while on a direct level, incel just means involuntarily celibate, it goes deeper than that. Unfortunately, if you ever waded into the waters of the incel community online, the underlying factor is a hatred and bitterness for women. Now, I'm not gonna white knight for women and say that women are just perfect and wonderful and amazing, but women are just people. They're just people. There's good ones and there's bad ones. But when Andrew Tate says shit like that, it emboldens and feeds the incel's perspective. Ironically enough, the second video on my channel was all about incels and why it's all pretty much bullshit. And since I don't like to repeat myself, I'll just recap the points about the incel community here. I don't give a what your prior experiences are with women. I don't care what your lifestyle is like. I don't care what your mental health's like. I don't care. If you want to have more success dating women, one of the things you're gonna need is not being a complete misogynistic asshole. Again, not going too far and simping, but treating people like human beings is usually a pretty good bet. Think about this from a marketing perspective. If sex with women is something you're going for, you have to analyze if what you're doing is working. And considering that the very name is involuntarily celibate, obviously your way of approaching women isn't working, is it? So once you remove all the excuses, it comes down to a personal decision. You can either make the decision to have your feelings affirmed by an abusive asshole on the internet, or you can choose to get good when it comes to dating women and get laid. If you choose to have your feelings affirmed by an abusive asshole on the internet, I don't feel sorry for you. You could even say, get As far as the other point of view of people liking him because he portrays himself as wealthy, let's listen to some of his genius, God-tier advice on how to manage your wealth.
People always say, well, my parents told me, your parents lived in a different world. Your parents bought a house for $60,000 and now it's worth $500,000. So of course they're telling you to save up, buy a house. How are you gonna buy a house for $500,000? You're working at Starbucks, G. It ain't gonna happen, right? So all your parents' advice is outdated and it's bullshit. So all the old advice is bullshit. Saving money is bullshit. Inflation's like 10%. Save. You gotta get rid of your money. Save it. You gotta spend it.
And before you choose someone as inspiration for your life, make sure they're not full of shit. In all the research I did on Tate, I couldn't find anything to back up his claims that he's a trillionaire. No tax returns, no pay stubs, nothing. So all we got is him saying that he's a trillionaire. And if you are one of those people that is so stupid that you'll just take his word for it, I'm a trillionaire too, man. Buy my book for $500 to figure out how you can grow your wealth. So we talked plenty about Andrew Tate. Let's talk about you. What about just being popular? Other people like him, so you have to like him too, right? No, you retard. There's a time when owning other people was popular. And now we consider that very much wrong. So other people liking somebody is not an automatic reason why you should like that person too. Usually in these types of videos, I'll give a more neutral perspective on why certain behaviors are hurting you from a marketing standpoint. Not this time, because me and plenty of other people can give you all the advice and all the help. But if you're not willing to take it because you're constantly utilizing excuses, none of that shit's gonna matter. So consider this a Saturday evening wake-up call. Your excuses don't matter, we don't care, you just look like a idiot. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Mr. Marketing. See you next time.